All right, so once again, a lot to talk about here. Um, Germany 8, so he bought 9 infantry, 3 artilleries. So he put an infantry and artillery down into Caucasus to add pressure on the Moscow, and 10 into Berlin. I'm happy for him to put German units up here right now. To be honest, I know he's trying to get increase the 1-2 punches and whatnot, but I'm not mad about that. It's better than him putting units up here. Although eventually he'll be able to put fighters and tanks, and they'll be able to get back. Um, so yeah, combat. He did a lot of different combats here. A lot of one infantry, two bombers, one infantry, two bombers. You know that he can do his stack move to kill my guy that was there. So forth. He did pretty good other than Karelia. Karelia, he did send just one and two bombers, and he killed one of my guys, but I got a hit back, so he did not take Karelia, so that was a positive. Um, but Bello, he took with no loss. Bulgaria, Romania, he took with no loss, and the others were undefended. So not a bad round for them. Of course, they got some decent income because they've got these outlier countries, and he blitzed and took Egypt. I'm kind of torn. I almost like let him take Africa with Germany because I'm hoping to take Berlin and I'll eventually get that money, and that's money that's not going in Japan's pockets. Is one part of my thought, but then the other part of that is because I plan to keep on taking Italy here. But the other side of that thought then is he can build units in here, and if he stacked it with Japan, they can be flying. You know, like I said, tanks and fighters could be going back to Berlin during that time. So I don't want to go crazy and let Germany get a whole bunch of money here, but I don't mind them taking money from Japan. So kind of a split mentality there, I guess. Anyways, the war drags on. I got a feeling this is gonna, like I said, this is actually gonna drag for a while. The good news that I'm looking back at his logistics, right? So he's getting ready. Well, the bad news, he's getting ready to move 2 infantry in, 4 infantry in, 7 infantry, 4 artillery. So that's 11 units getting closer, plus another tank that's going to get closer, and another tank that could get close enough to attack. So he could add 13 ground units in striking range of Moscow on J8 alone, meaning J9 needs to be ready to be defended. And so that's what I sat here and I did a lot of crunching and calculating, trying to figure out what the different combinations of moves could be. But the good news is, so J8 he stacks up, J9 he could attack. But let's look at the other ways here. So these two guys here, they'll move here on 8, they'll move there on 9, so he'll add 3 units on turn 9. But look, blank, 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 blank. So this guy goes here, 8, 9. He's not getting into the front line until 10. These guys, 8, 9, not getting to the front line until 10. This guy, 8, 9, not getting up there till turn 10. So turn 9, he's only going to have 3 units adding, and then turn 10, he'll add in these other ones will get added into it as well. So I need to survive 9. If I survive 9, then I'm probably going to make it at least to 11. And I think that's where I need to at least get to maybe have a shot on Berlin at that by that point. I don't know. So so that's where my thought is. So I looked at these 4 fighters. I'd love to keep them in range of Berlin if possible. And I looked at the permutations of what a J8, G9, J9 attack would look like. I looked at what a G9, J9 attack after he moves all his units in range would look like. Of course, for J9, I'll be able to move them back. So that's the good news. Um, so, all right, my cat's crawling in my lap right now and making my computer scroll. Sorry. All right, my good luck charms here. Okay, you need to sit still, cat. I. All right, my co-general here is making things challenging. Hold on. So, point being, I can keep these in range of everything over here and being able to get back to the carrier and whatnot, as well as back in range in Moscow for another turn and not have to be directly in Moscow. And so I'm going to take advantage of that this go, I believe. It does mean I'm bringing the US over here, and then I'll probably do a flip-flop when I can, pull the US out for the attack. So, all right. So, I also want to eat up what I can, make Germany trade as much as possible, so we're going to do that. And yeah, so here we go. Purchases. I'm going ahead and getting some artilleries on the board. We need to start getting some firepower. We're low on artilleries versus all our infantry. Although that's not so true for the UK now that I look like that, but we do get the 6. We're going to be dropping 4, going to be +1, so we still got room for it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, I decided to go ahead and build a fighter. I was going to build a bomber, and as tempting as it is, but I think I want another fighter just in case as he starts bringing this other bomber over and bringing this fighter in, and he can build more air with Germany. I want to be a little proactive on the defensive side, potentially. So I decided to go ahead and build a fighter, maybe save a couple IPC because, well, let's face it, we're going to be losing money from Africa getting lost. But we are going to grab these two hopefully, so that'll help and stock up money now for when we start getting robbed of money by Africa getting lost. That's also why I'm not going to build why I'm not building a 4th transport, because my only guaranteed money is this 4, 12, 18. Everything else UK can lose. And we'll be trading these guys off for maybe 20 and 23, but 18 is 6 infantry, 3 boats. You need 24 to do 8 infantry, so I'm just going to use the extra income while I can for excesses like fighters and artilleries and bombers. So I am going to do the shot there. I almost thought about splitting them up. Go HMS Vanguard, keep kicking butt. I may end up moving the 2nd infantry in there. I may not. It kind of depends on how this goes. If this goes well and I get 2 infantry still left there, then I'll probably move 2 over. But with those heavy bomber trades, the difference between 2 infantry and 1 infantry, he can still do like he was doing 1 infantry and 2 bombers shots. So I think that might be it. I think we'll be bringing the rest on into here. All right. Yep. Let's go. Come on, keep that investment rolling. Oh! Thank goodness the infantry took care of backing up the Vanguard. The Vanguard failed. We could have had 2 infantry in there. Ah, rats. It's always the risk when you do that. I do want to double check one thing real quick here. So yeah, we'll still be okay if I want to bring these guys back. Bring them up here. Japan's going next. Don't want them there because I don't want Germany having a shot at them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we can give him the 3 versus 3 option if he wants to do 3 bombers versus 3 fighters. Oh yes, we do want to take care of this guy so that if he takes New Zealand, at least we're going to take the transport out because he can't get coverage. I mean, I'm a little torn here. I'm debating the fighters because fighters are slightly more valuable to me than the bombers are to him, right? Bombers are a 4 on attack. They're really not anything on defense. My fighters are 4 on defense, so it's kind of a mismatch. You know, if they go split even, it has no real effect on the timing of Moscow. But they are an attack weapon, so if he wipes them out, I do lose my added attack by the UK. I think maybe what I'm going to do is move that AA over, even though it may end up getting lost. It may be useful for the whole bit over here. So instead of moving the AA this way, let's move the AA here and go ahead and bring these guys. Now, the only problem with doing that is that AA is not going to make it back to Moscow, but we will have 2 AAs there anyways, and so be it. Alright, I think that's it. Ah, I hate it when it does that to me. Alright. Go ahead and put him on the boat. Because it doesn't really matter. You know, these sea zones are still 1 away, so. There we go. Alright, here we go, moving right along. Japan's round 8, they bought 4 infantry, 3 artillery, 3 tanks, and a destroyer, so 10 grounds bought into the picture. You can see he expanded on down here into Africa. Excuse me. And, well, he attacked Moscow. He did build a destroyer, so my 1 sub buy got him to build a destroyer, so 6 for 8. I'll take it. He's just got the lone carrier kind of floating around here. Of course, he's threatening an Alaska attack here. He's got this transport floating around here free, which I'm not a big fan of that, but he can't hit anything, including he can't get back down here to New Zealand yet, so I assume he's just heading back to the mainland right now. So it's all getting a good bit complex, and I try to do some forward predicting, counting, calculating. Um, it looks like UK US10. I might, and again I'm saying it looks like might. It's really hard to calculate what he's gonna do between then and now, but it looks like I should have about a 90% shot on Berlin. I believe round 10 for the Allies, and I was calculating ahead, and I know round 9 I'll be safe in Moscow. I did not calculate to round 10 yet. I was going to do that, but I didn't because I got a feeling it's going to be kind of iffy. I think it's going to be ishy-washy. I'm going to go ahead and prioritize getting to Berlin. I'm going to actually pull these troops right on out. I'm just going to let Africa go for right now. And just, you know, he either needs to recommit this way and just barely, scarcely do the bare minimum, in which case I'll be able to take it back when I need to, or he needs to commit here, which is going to weaken his attack up here. The fact that he went ahead and took a shot at Moscow actually turns out. I had to go back and look. I did not think he had odds, but so I lost 1 artillery, 1 AA, 5 infantry, so that's um, a defense power, a defense strength, as I call it. If you know my power and strength bit that I talk about. So those are 4 each. So that's 24 plus the AA. So 24 and an AA. His attack power he lost. That's going to be, let's see, 6, 36, 41, 46, 52. So I definitely got the better end of the deal out of all of that, even though it looks scary, and it is kind of scary. I'm actually going to be able to pull my Russians back, fly a couple planes out of here, and still hold on fairly confidently in G9, J9. You know, eventually they're going to have to come back into Moscow, but I'm going to set them up, prep them for be able to attack Berlin or come back by hang out here in Scandinavia. So, so yeah, so that's what the plan looks like at least. I mean, right now I'm looking at what my plan is, and it would leave him. I'm looking at pulling 2 of these fighters out. That would leave him a 15% chance of taking on Japan 9, which I don't think he's going to want to take. But you know, again, I didn't think he'd take the shot he did here. Um, so yeah, that is what we stand on. Or I could choose to not move him and stay relatively safe, and then move him next turn, since I know I'm not going to have a 9 timing. So maybe I will end up leaving him here. I haven't really decided yet. I I do want to hit this guy, and so I could just bring all my bring 4 fighters and make sure I hit him, and then land them in Karelia. Of course, that leaves him infantry and 3 bombers, and I wouldn't have any ground there. I just had the fighters, bombers, and AA. So that's a little bit risky. I'd kind of not want to do that. So these 2 guys hitting here would be flying back up to here or here. I don't know. I haven't fully decided out my plan yet. What I do know, I'm going to buy 6 ground units, 2 for up here, 4 for up here for 2 coming back. This guy's already got 2 built that he'll be able to get when he comes back. These 5 are going to pick up the 9 here plus the extra, which is actually going to be this one because I'm probably going to leave the tank back just to be able to blitz in case he gets pulled with Africa. So those are my ground units. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and build another sub as well as 2 bombers. And so that's going to dead zone these spots from him. And we'll see if he decides to go, if he decides to push his luck, so to speak, there. But the 2 subs and 2 bombers can take out the carrier, destroyer, fighter. And then, again, the tank is extra. The 2 fighters are extra. So if he hits, well, I'll have 2 infantry, there, and the tank. I'll be able to hit Alaska back if he goes to it. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for him to go for it, in my opinion. So that's the purchase. I don't believe I got very many, if any, attacks, now I think about it. Oh wait, yes, I do got this guy. Like I said, I'm a little iffy on landing the guys up in here. Although I could bring him out. Germany goes next, so he wouldn't be able to blitz. Because I'm going to put the Russian... Oh, I can't land him there until the Russian takes it. Duh. Never mind. I also want to double check France here real quick. I think I looked at that already. And that's the 9 infantry, 7 artillery, 4 bombers. I got 15, 19, 23. I'm going to be bringing 25 out. Yeah, I'm fine there. We're fine. I don't even need the fighter there anymore, I don't believe, with what I have coming, so I can move my fighter stack even bigger in one spot. So let's see, that can go both ways. That's going to give me 19 infantry, 4, 5, 6 artillery. So yeah, I'm going to have 25 units. 19, 25, 25. And the most he's got 20 he's attacking with. So we are good. And I can even pull that fighter out, Just build infantry here. Oh, don't do that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Actually, I'm building 2 infantry. Why don't I move these guys? Oh, okay. Yeah, one of them where the AA can come over. So yeah, we're gonna go like that. So that'll give me 5 fighters versus any sort of bomber attack there. Actually, I think I'm okay with. I think I'm okay with the 4 there. Just in case he tries it. I think we're going to leave one of these guys back in Moscow just because he tried that attack already. He may be thinking he's in a desperate point. 8, 9, 10. Move him back. I'm going to slide him up here to threaten his carrier, move his carrier out of the way. The destroyer still can't reach me. Ooh. Don't forget those. Whew. I almost forgot those guys. That is not what we want. Alright, I think we got everything else. This is getting nerve-wracking, I ain't gonna lie. All these squiggly lines, and how many times I hit something and I'm like, ugh. After it moves to pieces, I'm like, ah, that's not what I wanted. Grab us a little bit of money. I did realize, I'm glad I brought that one fighter back, because I do want to leave one Russian infantry here so that the tank can't blitz through to here, or to here, even worse yet, with the 4 bombers. So, that's one less infantry I got in there than I was planning. Eek. It's getting low on numbers, getting low on numbers. Alright, we'll see what he does.